What is a behavioral intervention plan? A behavioral intervention plan, also known as a BIP, is a proposal that uses the results of a functional behavioral assessment to manage a child's behavior. This can include a change in environment, reinforcement of positive behavior, and provides support like paraprofessionals and specialists. The behavioral intervention plan is created by information gathered from the functional behavior assessment. The BIP provides intensive interventions and observations, increases support for the student. The plans are individualized, addresses specific behavior concerns, and involves all adults that may come into contact with the student. By creating a plan, all the adults that are involved with that student can address behaviors that are consistently observed throughout the day. These plans are typically created by members of the student's IEP team, such as a special education teacher, general education teacher, principal, and paraprofessional. Why develop a behavioral intervention plan? A plan should be created when a student's learning is greatly impacted or impacts those around the student. Behaviors addressed could consist of behavioral, emotional, self-harm, or harm of those around the student. The ultimate goal of creating a BIP is to teach the student new and appropriate ways of behaving. Behavior intervention plan components. A basic behavior intervention plan contains the following sections: identify problem behaviors, intervention plan, preventative strategies, teaching alternative behaviors, positive reinforcements, consequences for noncompliance, home intervention supports, program review. Depending on your student's needs and supports, more sections may be added or taken away. The plan can be individualized for each student. Identify problem behaviors. In this step, the plan will describe the specific behaviors in detail. Don't be vague. This should be found on the FBA. Examples of problem behaviors are physically aggressive, hitting, kicking, biting, spitting, verbally aggressive, calling names, cussing, threatening, harm to self or others, or argumentative. In the intervention plan step, a plan will be developed based on the behaviors identified in the FBA. The plan will create goals to help the student control his or her behavior, such as the student will stop hitting and use words to tell others they are angry. The student will stop arguing and do work the first time. The student will decrease disruptive behaviors in the science class, for example. PBISworld.com is full of great information and has different forums based on different behaviors and examples as well. This is a website that I use frequently when I need to find out information on behavior interventions or find different resources regarding behavior. Many of the forums are in Microsoft Word and they're easy to use and change depending on needs. The website also has behavior tracking forums, data tracking forums, and forced reward choice set. I have done a few of these BIPs for behavior and one for a student not to take care of his health for diabetes. Preventative strategies. In the preventative strategies step, strategies will be developed to prevent behaviors from occurring, such as the teacher will state the direction in a clear manner and walk away from the student to avoid arguments. The teacher will listen to students' feelings to make the student feel heard. The teacher will give out an assignment and let the student know how much time they have to complete the assignment before starting a new subject. In the alternative behavior step, the plan will state alternative behaviors that will replace problem behaviors, such as the student will role play and practice appropriate behaviors, or the student will practice using words and not fists to resolve problems. The positive reinforcement step is focused on developing positive reinforcements that the teacher can utilize in the classroom, such as the teacher will praise and encourage, the teacher will give stickers for good work, the teacher will give 5 minutes of FaceTime, the student will get 10 minutes of iPad time. The consequences for noncompliance step will develop consequences for bad behavior, such as the student will follow school-wide discipline policies. The student will miss out on an activity for 5, 10, or 15 minutes. The student will fill out a self-reflection sheet in a different classroom. In the home support step, a plan is created to help the parents and the teachers in the school work together. For example, parents will monitor all school notes, grades, behavior reports. A home to school communication notebook will be filled out each day, and that way two-way communication is established. And parent will set and follow consequences at home for good and bad behavior. The last step is the program review. It's where the plan is reviewed by all parties that work with the student, and a date is set to meet and review the data and determine the effectiveness of the BIP. Effectiveness of the Behavior Intervention Plan. For the BIP to have success, this team of people need to make sure that the strategies they have chosen promote longevity and generalization. Three different strategies that have been found to work. Restructuring of the social environment using a cognitive mediation and self-management. Evaluating and monitoring a behavioral intervention plan. Once the plan is created, the behavior will be documented using a data collection sheet as often as the team decides, daily, weekly, monthly. This group will meet 4 to 6 weeks after the plan is implemented. The team will look at the data and determine if the behavior is decreasing, staying the same, or increasing. Based on the amount of behavior, a new intervention may be needed or the same plan will be followed. It is important to follow the plan consistently. There is a two evaluation procedures with intervention plans. First is to watch how faithfully the BIP and the strategies are being implemented, and the second evaluation is to measure the behavior changes. At any time, the IEP team may reevaluate the BIP and modify it or suggest more testing to be done. Again, it is important that everyone is working together with these interventions. Evaluations of a BIP should be done at least once a year to keep the data updated. Other things that can cause a BIP to be reevaluated are goals have been met and a new goal needs to be made. The interventions need to change due to they no longer meet the student's needs. A change in placement. The behavior plan is not bringing about the desired positive change. I like that BIPs are made to teach the students better behavior and different strategies to deal with their misbehavior. As a teacher, it is nice when the students learn strategies that help them regulate their own behavior with little to no help. I also like how it states that there has to be many interventions written into the plan so that when one doesn't work, the teacher can easily move on to another intervention without having to meet with the IEP team to come up with another strategy or another plan. I also like how everyone is responsible for the outcome of the student. By having it stated in the BIP who is responsible and what their role is, the plan makes it so everyone is accountable. There are many times where people pass blame to others so they are not accountable. I also like how the data and processes are evaluated every few days to make sure that what is being done is effective and that no time is being wasted on interventions that are not working.